Hi, I'm Don, and this is The Hobbyist Geek. Welcome back, y'all. Today we're continuing our Ghostbusters Ecto-1 build. We have a brand new issue 31 here, and we have our parts for stage 115. Not a whole lot here. Looking forward to seeing what this is. I really hope at some point during this stage we're going to be able to meld the interior and the body of the vehicle here. I don't really know what more we can do beyond the interior of the roof before we're ready for that stage, but how about we take a look at these parts and let's see what we got. Okay, so here are the parts we get with stage 115. We've got the Unity 46 deck light base. We've got the right windshield wiper blade, base, and arm, and the left windshield wiper blade, base, and arm. Not sure on this because on these arms, there's no real indicator. There's no left, there's no right. It's just, and it doesn't really showcase this in the instructions as to the direction these things need to go, but they are slightly different. When you put them together, you can see the heads go in a little bit of a different direction. They don't quite line up. Even when you got them like this, you can see the bases go different directions. So they are different, and it looks like this is the right and this is the left. The bases are a little easier. It's got this little design on it here, and in this orientation you can see the design is on the right, and on this case on the left, so the bases are a little easier. Now the blades, I don't know that there's a difference here. When you line them up, they look identical, and yet the instructions do specify them as right and left, and I don't know which is which. I'm not sure that it matters. Hopefully we won't run into any problems there, but let's go ahead and see what we have to do for the assembly. Alright, first up we're going to start with the deck lights, and we're going to want to bring out this cable. This one is marked with an L. It does have the two lights on it. And take these bases, I'm basically just going to push the light right on through. Boom, just like that. No big deal at all. Although there's nothing to really hold it in, so that light just in and out, in and out. There's really not much there holding it down. Just says bend down. That's all it says in the instructions. Which doesn't really help much. But with that in, you can take one of the lenses here, and there are two holes, there are two posts, and basically you just push it in. Now there is a little hole here, and it doesn't showcase this in the instructions. I'm pretty sure that's where this light is supposed to go. Pretty sure you're supposed to push this light into that hole like that first, even though it does not say so in the instructions. So that's what I'm gonna do. You do you. Then you line those posts up best you can, and just, it's a push fit, no glue or anything required, just a little push fit. All right, and there you go. And since we did push the LED in, it actually looks great and it's not coming out. And then we have to do the same thing for the other light on this string. All right, and there we go. Both of these lights are assembled and ready to rock and roll. Now, we pull out E. Well, actually that says M, doesn't it? But I think it's supposed to be E. but you have two lights, same deal, and we got to repeat the process. Okay, by the way, I did actually double check. There is no E in the series of cables at the back end of the interior, just this M, and if I recall correctly, it's been years. That was a thing, but the instructions say E, even though it's M. So make sure you do have the right cables. But we're gonna do exactly the same thing with these deck lights. Look at that, 2 more. Now we have a total of 4 deck lights, and we're ready to move on. Okay, now it's time to assemble the wiper blades. We're gonna start with the right. I know it's the right, I've got the right base. Here's the right arm, and this tab here on the bottom is keyed. There is a flat in it. So if you line that flat up on the base, the arm should go off in this direction. So when the base is aligned like this, you've got that little assembly up here, the arm should go off in this direction when you push it together. And this is straight up push fit. It is pretty tight though. And I'm terrified of snapping this arm. There we go. All right. Now it's in nice and neat. And now we need to take the wiper blade. With the blade, there is a little more of a gap on one side than the other. Make sure the gap is facing the arm. And it should, yeah. There's actually a slot here. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. There's a little slot here that'll go on either side of the arm. So like this, okay? The screw will go in from the top, and we're gonna use an RP screw to hold it in place. All right, and with that in place, the blade does still move, which is fine. And we are done, and now we're just gonna repeat all of this for the left wiper blade. All right, and there we go. 2 completed wiper blades, ready to rock and roll. Okay, here's where things are gonna get real fun. First you're gonna take the right wiper blade, and right here on this venting, you got 2 holes here and 2 holes here. Back end, there's a post, well there's 2 posts, big post and little post. Little post is actually keyed. Big post goes in the big hole, little post goes in the little hole. Sounds simple enough, doesn't it? Problem is, after you've got this in place, you've got to go underneath and use an AP screw to screw it in from underneath to hold it in place. And then we're gonna have to repeat the process for the other side. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna film this. Let me see if I can come up with an appropriate setup. All right, hopefully this will work out. Here we go. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that sucked. Let me come in here. I mean, these windshield wipers, they look great and all. But just getting them in there, absolute pain. But they're in, so yay, we can move on to the next step. Okay, this next part's gonna be real fun. We're gonna be taking the deck lights and we're gonna be plugging them into the ceiling here, or into the roof. You can see these little holes here, and there's 2 more on the back side. The front deck lights, those are the ones with the L on them, go into these 2 holes, and the ones with the M go on the back. The concept is plug it the deck light in, use one AP screw from underneath to hold it in place. Now the fun part comes from the fact that, oops, sorry about that, covering the camera. Fun part comes from the fact that there's no more rolling this thing over. No more letting it sit on the roof while we take care of business. So I've got to try to figure out a way to stabilize this when it's on its side so I can get in there and get some screws in. Let me see if I can come up with anything, but I may just have to hold it. Okay, so I don't know how well this is gonna work, but hopefully well enough. If you come around, I've got a 15-pound dumbbell basically propping it up. As long as I take my time, we should be okay. Let's see if I can make this work. Here goes nothing. Okay. Oy. That dumbbell actually worked fairly well. Fingers crossed that it will continue to work as we finish the interior. I know we still have to do the interior of the roof. And with these lights on top, no more flipping it upside down. But these came in nice. I'm curious to see how we channel these cables. But for now, looking good. And that, my friends, is the end of stage 115. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.